So, who is Shashi Kumar, firstly?
Yeah, hi Akshay. Nice to talk with you. And I have been watching your videos since 2 years, and nice to be in this channel once again. And my name is Shashi Kumar. I'm recently graduate in 2023, passed out. Currently working in Publicis Sapient as a trainee system engineer. That's it.
So, Shashi, putting spotlight on its hiring procedure. So, since you
Yes.
have been a part of public sapient hiring procedure, so what was your experience, Shashi? Like, how many rounds were there, and what was the toughness of the question? So, just give a complete brief talk on your audit.
Publicis Sapient has come across to the campus during in January 2023. They hired few people from our campus, and again they have few roles in vacancies, and they approached to the our college, and they have taken few more students to Publicis Sapient for the in November month. And I got to know this from our college, and I applied for this Publicis Sapient, and the eligibility criteria is like everyone from BE, BTech, and the eligibility criteria is 60% or 6.5 CGPA. They have mentioned that one. And after applying all this one, they have screening test is available. Everyone got eligible for this. And after that, we got to know, we got exam link. It consists, it is almost 2 hours, 120 minutes. And it consists for, one is, exam consists for four different kind of sections. Yes. One is quantitative, one is logical, one is verbal, and one is logical, like technical fundamentals of computer science. And we have coding section also, which consists 2 questions, like basic kind of questions. Like one is I remember one is a question on array, one is a question on list. It is everyone can solve. Like that's it. Like I gonna mention that quantitative section, every section has 25 questions. Like quantitative has 25, logical have 25, and verbal have 25, technical MCQs have 25. That's it.
All right. So, in the initial talk, Shishu mentioned the eligibility criteria, right? So, 60% was in the 10th, 12th, and 6.5 in the degree, correct?
Yes.
And with no active backlogs.
Yes, exactly. Like everyone is eligible in no active backlog, and everyone is eligible. Might be any string.
All right. And before getting that link which you mentioned, you had a screening round. So screening round is nothing but this eligibility criteria, correct?
Yes, exactly. It is not based on the resume. It is based on the eligibility criteria. Yes.
All right. And you mentioned once you get the link, you had these 4 sections. Like first was like 20, logical and reasoning and
verbal and fundamentals of computer science.
Okay, technical. And in the your first round, you had these kind of questions, Shashi, like snippet will be given, predict the output of given snippet, such kind of MCQs.
Those were there, it is mostly based on the OOPS concepts, I remember. The snippets was given in technical MCQs. Where in quantitative we got basic questions like time and work and those kind of probability kind of things. And logical as usual. Verbal is in mostly missing question, missing words or antonyms, synonyms kind of things in verbal.
And
paragraphs also they have mentioned in verbal.
Cool. Well, that. So you mentioned you had 2 coding questions, and like coming to this choosing the options, Shashi, like how many available programming were there? Python, Java. So how many options were given?
I remember most of them are given. I remember JavaScript, C++, C, Java, Python kind of thing. I code in C.
All right. So camera was on, correct?
Yeah, exactly.
Camera was on. All right. So what we are missing still before jumping to our technical run? Are we missing anything, Shashi?
The platform was given like a quiz platform. Yeah, it is a third-party platform which is combined with the Publicis Sapient from a few years.
All right. So what was it? Do you remember the name? Do you remember the name of platform?
Yeah, Quiz Me only. Platform name is Quiz Me. Yes.
All right. So this was all about the assessment round.
Yeah, exactly.
So once you would, if you select the assessment round, like how much time it took to get the next round, technical round?
Technical was given like within the span of 1 week itself. And first we rejection mails was given for the not eligible candidates, and within 1 to 2 hours of span of time, the eligible one got the interview links, like interview dates they have given. It is completely offline interview, not the online interview.
Online. Okay. So you mentioned they were going back to your initial talk. You mentioned like 4 sections were there. No, basically,
Yes.
once we done with section 1, then only we can go to the section 2, or else we can come back to the section 1 later. Such kind of interface was there? Like how was it?
Like we can shift based on our selection. We can shift to the question to question. There is no problem. Kind of.
Okay, if I am writing an exam and if I don't know the answer for the first question, so I can attempt later. Correct?
Yes, exactly.
Chalo then.
You can mark as a review and we can come again.
Cool. And how was your technical round experience, Shashi? Offline interview experience? How was it?
Yeah, before appearing for the interview, I was a bit scared of the things like how was this company and all. I was not aware of things, and once I come to the interview to this company, I have seen the environment. It is completely different, and I got after talking with the interviewer, and he make me as a cool person, and he given some water for me, and after that he started asking the questions. Like he was focusing more on the project at the initial point of time, and after telling me the project and all, and he asked what is my role and all, and whether this project is accepted by your mentors and all, and we said and all. He asked publications, any done on the publications. We haven't done any publication on this project that I have mentioned. And moving on to the moving on, he is more focusing on the cloud part and the SDLC part, software development lifecycle. He is more focusing on both these things, as I mentioned in my resume. And he was more focusing on the networking concepts also and OS concepts, mostly computer science concepts. Because I am from computer science, he is expecting like fundamentals of computer science interview questions.
Okay. So nothing like they'll be giving some couple of questions, coding questions, and you need to write in front of them. Nothing like that.
Yeah, he asked me to write one array question, like sorting of an array. Like I have written on the board itself. Like there was a board there, and we have to write our code.
Okay, so how was the testing level, Shashi? Like they were asking you like what is the complexity, what is the time complexity, everything they were asking, like just a pseudo code kind of thing. So how was they were testing you?
It's testing from like he will start from the basics and he will move to the medium, not the advanced kind of things. Basic to medium, in between basic to medium, I'd say.
All right. So did they mention any specific programming language, or you had a flexibility of single language? Like
he asked me to write in any coding language. No problem.
All right. So they mentioned about networking were asked, and cloud was asked, and
yes,
was also asked. And I guess one thing you need to remember, if you have done some publications, that can be added advantage in every interview. It is irrespective of any organization. So it can be added benefit to you. That's one point from my end. So any question related to DBMS kind of question?
Yeah, I forgot. They have asked the DBMS questions also, because DBMS is very important in any interview.
Yep.
Yeah.
So like how was that? Like they gave a query and write a query. Like how did they ask you?
Like basic questions like what is DBMS, or how is DBMS different from the RDMS kind of things, and the keys, different types of keys, and how gonna use those things, basic kind of things.
Okay. So any situation based questions, Shashi, like they'll be giving a scenario. So how you gonna deal with this scenario? If you are a team lead, if so and so person is not obeying your order, like how you gonna handle the situation? Such kind of questions did they give? Did they ask?
I remember one question like it was based on the cloud. He asked like how gonna application works when when we don't know about the most number. For example, I can say we have an application. If we don't know that n number of people are hitting that application at some point of time,
Okay.
those kind of question he asked, like how gonna manage this, how gonna manage the servers, how gonna manage the storage kind of thing. He asked this, and I gave so I gave answer, but he's not accepted.
Okay. So
At
what
that time.
what I understood is, just correct me if I'm wrong. Look, a
Yeah,
cloud testing was based on, they will be, instead of asking direct question, they will be asked according to a situation. So if they ask
exactly.
situation, in this situation, what are the resources you will be using? Such kind of questions they will be asked.
How gonna manage the resources?
All right.
Exactly.
So yeah, guys, here, if you are done any certifications, make sure that you have a proper knowledge about that, and make sure that in what situation, which resources are being used. So they're gonna ask you at that level of testing. So better to have a proper understanding of a tech. Okay. And anything else, Shashi? Are we missing anything in the technical round perspective?
No. For example, sorry. The interview consists morely on the technical and the managerial. In the last, they ask a few managerial questions, kind of mm, how gonna help this organization to you if you got, or like what is your from this point to the 5 years point of time, like how gonna go, how gonna plan your life kind of
Okay.
things they have asked.
So it's like where you see yourself after 5 years, kind of.
Yeah, exactly. I did not
All right.
remember
So
this.
did they ask anything about what you know about our company, kind of question, Shashi?
At the time of they have asked, and I have read their website in the starting, and I gave some points on that.
All
It's
right.
gonna help everyone when we gonna appear for the interview. We need to know like what kind of technologies they were working and what type of solutions they were giving to the world.
So one thing, guys, you need to remember that in every video I have saying this thing. So once you are appearing for any organization interview, it's better to know everything about the company. Not everything.
Mm,
If you know what sector it is working, what are the tech it is implementing in its product, and who are its main client. So this much of data is sufficient to know about everything about the company. So that is what
Yes.
Tashi gave input. And there was a HR round in the same round, or it was separate, Shashi?
It's kind of a domain and core values. They have mentioned like interviews, domain and core values, and they have asked a few HR questions in the last.
Okay. So HR round was in the same round.
Yes, the panel is only one, and HR questions only asked by himself only in the last.
So how were the HR questions, Shashi?
Like basic questions like what are your strengths and what are your weakness and all.
Okay.
Just kind of.
So do you remember what you
It
mentioned?
is not it is not a basic questions. We need to prepare for this.
So sorry for the trouble. Do you remember the question, like what you gave? What are your strength? What are your weakness? Do you remember what you said to them?
Like I said, your strengths was like I gonna manage the things. If any point of time I gonna complete this work, I can complete. I said managing the time is my strength, and the weakness is like if I if any stranger is coming to me talking with me at the initial point of time, I was a bit scared, and those kind of questions. He was correcting me. I was saying that you are not worrying the things. Like if any person is comes, you can talk normally. He said like me that, and I'll improve. Kind of, I said I'll improve. That's
All right. So this was all about the proper insight about its technical, managerial plus HR.
yes.
So how much time it took to get the final result, Shashi?
Like within one week only, we got the result.
Okay, since guys, one thing you should remember, since it is being a on-campus hiring procedure, the result are coming as earlier. But if you're applying in the offline, it may take like 2 to 3 weeks of time, depending on a company decision. So, but since he have applied to the on-campus, he got early result. So here also, are the candidates are receiving the rejection mail, Shashi, if they get reject?
Yeah, they got few candidates got rejection mail after completion of the interview.
All right. Cool then. So I guess we covered everything, right? So we'll focus on its CTC, stipend, internship, and the domain which they offer to you. So let's start with your domain, Shashi. So what was the domain they were offering?
They have my designation is like a trainee system engineer, and my CTC was like not my CTC. The CTC is in between the range in between like 4.5 to 5 kind of thing. Okay, and that's it.
Okay, so were there any stipend internship happened for you, Shashi?
For this role, there is no internship, and it is completely full time job. In the initial 3 months, we're gonna have training based on the requirements in the company, and after that, we got project, and we are working in the project right now.
Okay, so this is one of the common question which we got from our community. So like there will be a training like period will be like 3 months in your case, right? So once you're done with the training, there will be a final assessment. Correct, Shashi?
Exactly. I missed that one. For every week we have assessment. Like in Resume portal only we have assessment. There will be criteria of 70%. Like we need to cross 70% in company training.
Okay.
We have appeared almost 15 tests. In final we have appeared one final test also. There everyone got 70% in my team.
Okay. Unfortunately, if an individual he or she unable to get the 70 threshold, so what will be the circumstance, Shashi? Termination?
There is no. They have given one more chance to clear this one. There is one person who did not clear that one. He got another chance to clear the exam, and hopefully he has cleared the exam.
Okay, so then also if individual, unfortunately, bad luck, then also we are unable to get the 70 threshold. What will be the next step?
I think there is no termination.
Okay.
And we're gonna improve. They will suggest to improve the things.
Okay. Well then, so there will be no termination. That is the conclusion.
Yes.
So stipend, you mentioned there is no stipend and assessment. So is it like, once you clear this threshold, then only you'll be allocated to the project or else you'll be on the bench? Such kind of thing is there, or like, how is it?
In my batch, almost everyone got the project. That I know. And apart from my batch, I don't know. Like in previous batch also, everyone got a project after training.
Okay, so currently, the current situation, since you have been onboarded as a full-time into the Public Sapient, like how is the working mode, Shashi? Is it hybrid or remote or is it work from home? How is it?
During training, we must come to the office. Like it is like 8 to 5, and our post training they gave some flexibility to work. Like 2 days come to the office and 3 days we're gonna work as remote.
So let's assume that your office is in the Hyderabad and you are staying at Bangalore, and you are planning to shift to the Hyderabad. So to stay, they will provide some kind of rooms, or is it our own? We need to find the PG or our own. Like how is it beneficial getting from the company? Like how is it?
The good thing of Publicis Sapient is like they were giving the accommodation for 15 days for every person who is gonna travel from any part of the country, any part of India to the campus, like Publicis Sapient in Bangalore. They will accommodate few rooms in some hotels for 15 days. Okay. Post 15 days, we need to vacate after 15 days. So they're gonna give expenses also. Like during 15 days, what gonna expense like when we spending on the cabs or the food, they will return this amount.
All right. So initial days taken care will be taken from the company. So once after 15 days, it's around one.
Yes, exactly.
All right. So are we missing anything, Shashi, before closing our talk?
I think I covered almost things, and I'll give one tip to the freshers. Like it is no tips like I can give. Like everyone is worrying about the interviews at the time of facing the interviews. Uh, Better to be focused on the basics only. They were not asking big questions in the interview, and they're gonna ask only basic questions. Better to be good at basics like DBMS. DBMS is very important, and the networking and the cloud. Nowadays, they were asking the cloud. In college, we don't know about the cloud. They will mention few questions only, and better to read cloud part only. It will help you in the interview when you're gonna tell in the scenario based questions. It will help you. That's it.
So this was, I really agree with your input, Shashi. So
Yes.
that one part, and still are we missing anything? Covered everything, right?
Yes, exactly.
So, hello then. So we are good to close. And Shashi, I really appreciate you for taking time and giving proper insight about your public sapient interview experience. Really appreciate that, Shashi.
Thank you, Akshay.
And guys, this is all about today's talk. And in upcoming days, if we got any update from the Shashi, and we'll be definitely doing the extension of this video. So we also have a Telegram community group. Link is given in the description. And I also attaching Shashi's LinkedIn profile in the description. You can connect with him and you can clarify all your doubts with him. Definitely, he gonna solve your doubt. And Shashi, once again, thank you, man, for joining us today.
Thank you, Akshay.
And guys, this is all for today's talk. See you in the next video. Take care.